What is up, everyone? Welcome back to your daily dose of Heroes of the Storm. My name is Death, and today we're going to do something a little special. Today I'm going to show you guys the Cho'gall video from Gall's perspective that we did earlier in the week. And in order to really emphasize this is somebody else playing the character, we're going to let her do all the talking today. So, without further delay, here is Inquisitor Aura.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Death's video channel. I am Inquisitor Aura and this is the much requested other side of that battle with Cho and Gall. As you can see, I chose to play Gall for this because I'm not really a Heroes of the Storm player, but I had the privilege of going to BlizzCon, so I had him in my inventory and I figured, why not? Let Death do all of the footwork and the running, and I will just sit back and pew-pew things. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So, as you guys can see, we find ourselves once again on Cursed Hollow. Haha, did you like my impression of Death there? Our team comp hasn't changed, the enemy's team comp hasn't changed, as this is just the same fight from my perspective. So we're going to go ahead and get into it a little bit. Cho'gall is an interesting character because as Gall's player, you have no control over the movement whatsoever. You are literally stuck to Cho wherever he decides to go, which means if he decides to go all ham and jump into the middle of the enemy and you guys get blown up, you both get blown up, and there's not really a whole lot that you can do about it. Also, I did win the horse war. I always win the horse war. Don't let him fool you into thinking otherwise. That is Malthael's Charger, and I love that horse. And I'm still trying to figure out how we move faster carrying the horse on our shoulder than we do just by ourselves. But anyways, so this is what it looks like when I win the mount battle. So let's take a look at let's take a look at Gall's abilities. His Q is called Shadow Flame. Shadow Flame does flat damage to anyone in the area. With a short cooldown, it should be used frequently as it does some decent damage, but it is a skill shot. This goes hand in hand with the first talent that I chose, which is called Shadow Flare, which increases Shadow Flame's width and allows you to hit more things with it. I almost went with the Hive Kilrog there if you saw me waffling back and forth a little bit, but I decided to go for the increased area of effect because it will just help us clear out lanes a little bit faster. His W is called Dread Orb. It tosses this globby, goopy looking bomb that bounces 3 times. Now, and does damage in the area of the bounce. Now you can change the spacing of the bounces by dragging your cursor, which is a nice touch. So you can have it so that you can get all 3 of them so close that they overlap, but then you can spread them farther out so you can snipe that guy that's running away from you. And Gall's E is Runic Blast. Runic Blast detonates Cho's rune bomb and deals damage around it. Now this is the ability that absolutely positively requires communication, which if you saw in the other side of this video we kind of had, but kind of didn't have at the same time. Which is why I'm glad Death and I were sitting in the same room, because then we could just talk to each other instead of trying to yell at each other over some sort of communication. As you guys can see, this fight is it is against bots. Like I said, I'm not really a strong Heroes player. I want to be, and I'm trying to be, but it's practice makes perfect. I got time. It's okay. I'm not trying to be a pro at this. But it's interesting because I can't move. I don't have control of movement at all. It's actually like a gigantic weight off of my shoulders, not having to worry about my positioning. Okay, so we just hit 4, so we're going to take a look at the level 4 talent. I ended up going with Siphoning Runes, which is when Runic Blast, which is my E, does damage to heroes, it heals us. It's a little bit more survivability. Admittedly, Cho'gall kind of is just a big fat bag of hit points. He is very, very hard to take down, but it is possible, and when you take Cho'gall down, it's not just a 1-player kill, it's a 2-player kill, so you get all the experience from killing 2 people with it. Another interesting mechanic with Cho'gall is the Z. We call it giving him the Z. Z is Hurry Up Oath. It allows me to give us a speed boost to either engage or disengage. Usually I use it for disengaging because, I mean, he doesn't really have any other way of getting out. So, I mean, he does. You have Cho's Superman punch, but it's better than, you know, holding on to it. So We can also make that CD shorter. There is, if you look back in the video, the talent at level 1 where I could have, every time we did damage, we could have made the cooldown on my Z shorter. I didn't think about taking it because I wasn't actually expecting anybody to see this video, but now that you are seeing it, you get to see all of my epic mistakes. So, as you can see here, this is the E. He throws it out. I toss it off. That's the Dread Orb right there, and you can see my positioning with it's okay. I get better with it. It's easier for me to hit heroes with it than it is to hit minions with it, because minions are kind of weird. So for our level 7 talent, we took Dark Descent. I waffled between Edge of Madness and Dark Descent, but decided to go with Dark Descent in the end because it increases Runic Blast damage with takedowns. This is for everyone. This isn't just for heroes. This is for heroes and minions and all that stuff. It's probably not the best choice, but like I said, I was along for the ride, and nobody was supposed to see this anyway, so you get to deal with all of my mistakes. See, this is where things start getting interesting, is when people start getting up on your stuff. As you can see, I kind of missed that Runic Blast there, and that Rainer chasing us down, but getting in there and taking down baddies is what Cho'gall does best, and I think I'm about to give him the Z. Oh no, we had used the Z already at this point, so we went back and we tapped the well, and we got back into the fight. As Sarah and Death mentioned before, when we tap the well, when he taps the well, either he or I can tap the well, and it's as if both of us did, so we get like all that crazy health back. It's also nice to note that neither one of us have mana, so we're literally just on cooldowns, and that's it. So we can just spam all of our abilities as much as we want to. All of Gall's abilities are on relatively short cooldowns, which is really, really nice, which is why I say spam that Shadow Flame and do as much as you can with the Dread Orbs. The Dread Orbs can be a little kind of crazy to hit with because things don't line up in perfect lines, and you kind of have to judge whether or not people are going to be in range, where you need to put those range circles at to make them get the most damage. It's not really good for taking camps and stuff like that, but you know what? You managed to make it work somehow, so it's okay. Also, I have no idea what Gall's optimal build is. I didn't even look. He had literally just come out that day, so I'm sure there's somebody out there who decided at some point in time that they would do all the necessary theory crafting for it, but I didn't bother looking it up, so it's okay. Another really interesting thing about Gall is that you're not limited by Cho's facing, which I thought was kind of weird at first, considering all of a sudden Cho'gall has this weird shadow creepy thing sticking off of his back when I shoot my Shadow Flame. But it works. It ends up working. So it's very much, it gives you that unique perspective and that unique experience. Okay, so our next talent that we decided to go with, of course, is our heroic talent. And I chose this based on what Cho went with. Cho had gone with Upheaval, so I selected Twisting Nether. Twisting Nether pairs really well with Cho's Upheaval. It slows enemies and prevents escape, and when it hits, and you hit the button again, it deals massive amounts of damage. As you can see right there, we managed to kill at least one person with it, if not more. I wasn't actually paying attention. But I know we killed one person with it, so that's cool. Which is an amazing ability. Once again, I am completely independent of Cho, except for movement. I'm stuck. I'm on the other head. My passive ability is called Two-Headed Ogre. It's the same as Cho's, but unlike Cho, I can't be stunned. Gall cannot be stunned or silenced. So, even if Cho is stunned and silenced, you can still do stuff, which is actually very, very nice, because that means you can, you know, scare people off with your Dread Orb, or you can pick them off with your Shadow Flame. If there's a Runic Bomb out there, you can blow it up, but chances are, if there isn't a Runic Bomb out there and Cho is stunned, then you're not going to be able to do much. See, this is where I was trying to, like, oh, I almost got that Rainer right there. Oh, I almost got him. It was so close. And this is where things start getting crazy. This is where Cho'gall starts shining in these group fights, because he is two people and one. And with this talent, we decided we were going to go with Dread Shield. That is, when Dread Orb hits a hero, you gain a shield. Once again, nobody was supposed to see this, and I tend to go with survivability traits. Admittedly, there are other things I could have taken. That tier had, if your Dread Orb bounces out twice, and then it bounces backwards, back into the enemy the third time, which admittedly probably makes it for very interesting mechanics. You can do all kinds of crazy things with that Dread Orb. You get talents later on that'll allow it to split out. Like, you'll shoot out 3, and then it'll bounce out farther from there. Like, you'll get 2 off to the side, and then 1 down the middle, and then the 1 down the middle will keep bouncing again and again as we run out here. And I love how it changes the name of the players. You know, it's Cho'gall. So in this particular instance, it was Ser Oska, because my username is not the same as my gaming handle, which is unusual, but not too bad. Cho'gall, despite the slight limitations of Gall's abilities in this particular area, is actually not bad at taking camps by himself. I mean, Cho more than makes up for my lack of being able to put anything anywhere and anything resembling a sense of where it should be going. But, I mean, it works. And I mean, because Cho'gall has so many hit points, he can literally just tank it all himself. As they mentioned in the Spotlight video, Cho'gall is a hero who can both start and finish a fight. He's really, really good and really, really powerful, and I had a lot of fun playing him, especially since it's easier to do so when you already have fairly open communication with the person who's playing the other half of Cho'gall. Makes it much more interesting. Another thing that I think is really, really nice with Cho'gall is that while he is 2 different characters, and there's 2 people playing him, and even though there's only 1 person controlling the movement, I like that Cho is a warrior and Gall is a ranged assassin. It's just interesting. See right there, got the double kill, triple kill on Tyrael with that spectacular upheaval, twisting nether combination. I have played with Shadow Bolt Volley, but I don't really like it because it does a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but if you're faced with somebody who has a relatively fast movement, they can very easily dodge that ability, because it shoots out a cone or a line of shadow bolts in the direction that you're aiming. But the problem is that the aim is very, very slow moving, so it arcs as it moves. It's not like very, very fast left and right. If you start moving it one direction, it's very, very slow and it arcs around, and it takes time. So anybody who's fast enough is going to be able to avoid it. Whereas Twisting Nether, if used right, like in combination with Cho's upheaval, gets them all in there, you slam that down, then they can't escape, and then you wait until you get as many people in there as you can, and then you just blow it up. And for this last talent, I ended up going with Shove, which I didn't end up using because we were already so very, very close to the end of the battle at this point. But Shove nudges Cho in a direction. It doesn't actually, you don't take over movement from Cho, but it's basically like, you're like, hey, dude, go this way, and then you, like, nudge him, like, shake your whole body in a specific direction. Things that this is good for is this helps Cho and yourself avoid skill shots. It'll help you get out of the way of heroic abilities. It'll help put you into heroic abilities, like if Malfurion's channeling Tranquility and for some reason you're dancing around on the outside of it like a dum-dum. You can nudge Cho into... It'll actually move you guys over into the area or out of the area, depending on what you're trying to go for. I didn't end up having to use this, and everybody, I'm giving him the Z as we almost die, and I'm like, throwing out the Dread Orb to hopefully scare people away. Giving him the Z. See, this is... Cho'gall is very much a hero where you have to have some communication. You have to be able to look at each other and yell at each other and be like, hey, I'm gonna do this, get yourself ready. It makes it's a unique, definitely a unique and very different experience, but I'm not gonna say it's not a good one, because it was fantastic being able to run around and fight Cho'gall. Fight as Cho'gall. I mean, who wants to fight something that's that big and wearing a thong? I mean, really. Who decided to dress this guy? See, this is... Look at all that damage that went out there. Cho'gall is literally he is a playmaker. Like, you can get them all together, and then you can keep them all there, and then just AoE explode everything. It's fantastic. He's such an amazing hero. I am expecting the nerf hammer to come in pretty hard for him. Although I understand there are some pretty hard counters to him already out there. I don't know who they are. I don't really do a whole lot in the way of this sort of thing. I'm doing this video as a favor to Serendeth, so do what you want there. But he is an amazing character. He is an amazing hero. He has a lot of versatility. He has a lot of use. And I totally missed that E right there. Once again, communication is the key to playing Cho'gall. We must spread the Cho'gall virus. In order to do that, you must learn to work with each other. So, I mean, for a team-based fight, it makes sense. You know, working together. This is just kind of a more intimate version of that form of working together. And there I go, missing. Actually, I didn't miss that E that time. People ran out of it before I got a chance to, so I detonated it when it got over to that fort over there. And as you can see, we never hit our level 20 talent. So I can tell you I was going to take the one that was going to be the cray-cray twisting nether talent, but we never got there because that was GG right there. Cho'gall is amazing, and I highly recommend anybody who wants to play him get with somebody who had the virtual ticket or who was at BlizzCon and play him, because he is absolutely amazing. But remember, you have to work together. That's all there is to it. Anyways, I'm Inquisitor Aura. I hope you enjoyed watching this from my perspective, and have a great day.
Alright everyone, I hope that you guys enjoyed this quick look at Gall. I will be doing another video of him in the future, so keep your eyes peeled for that. If you want to check out more of Inquisitor Aura's stuff, head on over to her YouTube page. She does a lot of World of Warcraft, how to RP videos, so check those out. So that's going to be it for today though. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will catch you all later.
Wiggle, 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 shake that booty.